I'm here, people. I'm here. Wait till we see what's going on. Can you hear me okay? Hello, Panjack. It's me today, I think. Hi, Tina. Our Phoenix. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. I'll go share out again. I'm on the tablet. Let me just sit it here. I'm on the tablet again tonight. My laptop really needs upgraded a lot. Right, let me just share out again. People will be wondering why I was putting it. I can't relax until Liam is in. So typically I like to try and make sure Liam's in before I go live. But I'm only streaming onto YouTube tonight until I pay StreamYards and we can go back to the multiple platforms. Oh guys, look what my neighbour got me. It says great hauntings. So this is going to be good to do like shorts and things with. What I'll do is I'll read the stories out on a short and then on the background I'll just include pictures. Do you want to know something? It's about I've gave him a dedication, look, because he got me. It's my neighbour fell around the corner. We've got the shopping things for him. We can hardly walk with poor soul. And do you want to know something? I'll show you, tell you. Borley Rectory, but it's for page 9 right away up to page 30. So me reading that, hi Michelle. So me reading that out will take a while. And then you've got the Haunting Lights, Killaki House, Glamis Castle, that was the one me and Chris done a couple of weeks ago. Plague of Ghosts, Cock Lane, Friend Rot House, Screaming Skulls, Ghostly Heritage, Soulless Apparitions, Ghosts Origins, Ghost Hunting, Mass Phantoms. So I was practicing the Bolus House one. Glamis Castle, sorry. I always get the two mixed up. I'm just giving you time to get in, guys. Oh, look at this, animal investigators. The sensitivity of animals, particularly cats and dogs, to paranormal phenomena is almost a truism. Dr. Robert Morris of Kentucky, a parapsychologist who used animals as controls in his experiments in the 1960s, reported his investigation of a haunted house in one room of which a tragedy had occurred. He used a dog, cat, rat, and rattlesnake. The dog, upon being taken about 2 or 3 feet, less than a metre, into the room, immediately snarled at its owner and backed out of the door. No amount of carolaging, no amount of coaxing, I'll say, could prevent the dog from struggling to get out into the refuse to re-enter. The cat was brought into the room, carried in its owner's arms. When the cat got a similar distance into the room, it immediately leaped upon the owner's shoulders, dug in, then leaped to the ground, orienteering itself towards a chair. It spent several minutes hissing and spitting and staring at the unoccupied chair in a corner of the room until it was finally removed. The rattlesnake immediately assumed an attack posture, focusing on the same chair that had been of interest to the cat. After a couple of minutes, it slowly moved its head towards a window, then moved back and then receded into its alert posture about 5 minutes later. The rat was the only creature not to react at all, but all 4 animals were tested in a separate room some time later, and they behaved normally. In the misty world of apparitions, no one, not even the most dedicated psychologist, researcher, knows quite what is the motivation behind them. That was just a quick excerpt out the book. Hi KG Hauntings. How are yous all? Yeah, I was just reading that, but that's interesting, isn't it? That the only one that didn't react was the rat. But rats are nocturnal. So I wonder if the fact that rats are aware of these things at all times, that'll be normal to them. Because if rats live in the dark, then if you think about it, and especially the places they lurk, they're obviously going to see a lot more darker creatures than us with our naked eye. So that's interesting. But it shows snakes have got that in them as well. So yeah, Joe got us this. It's going to be good for little shorts. A phantom pig. Stories of phantom dogs are common in the United States, Europe, and many parts of Africa. Ghostly horses, cattle, and even sheep have their part in folklore. And all through, like all folks' tales, the accounts of their appearances have undoubtedly become distorted in the telling over centuries. Some are eerily convincing. In 1909, the British Society for Physical Research (SPR) made executive inquiries into the appearance of what appeared to be phantom pig in the village of Howe Benham near Newbury, Berkshire. There you go, a phantom pig. Hi, Eva. Remember and share your links, guys. Remember, make sure you have subscribed to KJ Hauntings. That is our Irish girls and boys. Remember as well, the team we had on the other day was Emerald. Have you ever heard the Emerald Isle paranormal researchers? Me and Chris interviewed them the other day and they were really good. What's her name again? Jen? I think she's from Southern Ireland though. Welcome in everybody. Yeah, remember and check each other out, guys. KJ Hauntings and things, they'll be planning all their summer events, so definitely check them out. I will be going down to England in the next month, I would say maybe the next 2 months. I've actually contacted Amy for Shadowhunters UK, and she's told me to come down just to let her know. And Tom as well, who Haunted Finders. Welcome, Stephanie. We'll get all the hellos out the road. Yeah, because I'm no monetized right now, because, well, what'll happen is when I do get my monetization off the pause, this video I won't be monetizing anyway. I'll leave it the way it is. Because as you read the title, it is going to be a bit about mental health, addictions, some struggles. Yeah, you've met her, didn't you? I can't wait, honestly. The way I was going to plan it was I was going to go all the way to Nottingham, and then in the way back up, the bus stops at Birmingham. Birmingham's like your focal point. You much like Glasgow's your central, and then the buses go elsewhere. So Manchester, sorry, Birmingham is like that. So I will go straight from here to Birmingham, and then Birmingham, I think, to Manchester. Yeah. But I was planning on going to Nottingham first. I'll go to Nottingham and then on the way back, I'll go into Manchester. Because I don't know whereabouts in the country that Chris Moonen thinks staying. I wanted to meet him as well. I was going to go to Nottingham and meet Haunted Finders because they're why I want to go travelling, really, in Dobie and things. So I'll get the further away in the country over way first, and then I'll work my way up. I've still got 60% off, I think it is, on my bus pass. So anywhere I book, which will be the longest journey, will be Nottingham, I'll get my 60% off that. So say it cost me £100 for talk's sake, it won't be that. Then it basically means I'm only paid 40. Definitely, because I was wondering if maybe that's why I was mentioning Emerald Isle Paranormal, because she had said to Chris and I that she's got an event coming up, I think it was September or something, that she wanted us to come over for. So if we went to Ireland at the end of the year, then we could make it that we meeted you as well. Meeted. Meeted you. We could meet you as well. And I can have a cigarette in this because I'm not monetized in it. So, well, KJ, that is awesome. I have some memories of this picture. Yeah. What have you been up to lately? Anyway, have you been going out? I've not noticed anything come through. I'll need to look through YouTube in case I've been missing your notifications. Anyway, let's get the live started about mental health and things. Right, a lot of you already know that the other day, if you are going by my face, if a lot of you are in my Facebook group, or got me on Facebook, you've probably seen the rant that I put up about my mother. To let you understand, guys, my family's totally destroyed my mental health, and it's been because of the way I was brought up, the way I was treated, the way I've always been treated, um, and the trying to struggle through getting my confidence. I've never really felt confident in life anyway. Um, we were brought up and we weren't told about deodorant, we weren't told about the girly things like keeping your hair nice, and we weren't showed how to put makeup on, all the girly things. We were never shown that, me and my sister. So I think through time, where I learned it from was my first partner's big sisters. My partner Thomas, who I met Thomas in July 1986. July 1986, I met Thomas. I fell pregnant with Kerry. I had Kerry the July of 89. Okay, so I was 17, 6, I just turned 17. So I think but when I had met Thomas when I was 15, just turning 16, basically what had happened was, because it was somewhere to go, I just kind of ended up over at his house in Lanark most of the week, weekends, all the time. He was allowed to stay at my house as well, but we always went to Lanark. But the only thing I would say about all that was that his sisters, he had three big sisters, so I learned a lot from them because I was there a lot. I learned how to put my makeup on. I learned all about deodorant and different things, and I learned a lot for the three big sisters. But we were never taught anything like that from my mum, and I think it's because my mum just had the three of us and never really put the time in, or I don't know. But I just feel like in my childhood we missed out on a lot. For all that we had food on the table every night, um, we had my mum and dad there. They didn't ever split up, though I think they should have split up, to be honest. They've always fought. We've always fought at the weekends, cat and dog, to the point where I remember my mum always chased my dad with knives. She would wake us up out of our bed and say, "Come and see the state of your dad, won't see the coward." And she'd be basically holding a knife at him. Or they'd be fighting and she would tell us to come and see the state of him because she was beating him up. Um, See, the way it used to be was my mum and dad would drink. When we were wee, we were small. They used to go out together. They would have a drink on a Friday night in the house. Like my mum and all my aunties, my dad's sisters, they would have a drink in the house. And then the men would come home from the pub. But they would all either be fighting at the pub or whatever. But most of the time, when everybody went home, my mum and dad would be fighting. And then on a Saturday, we would have a babysitter. Well, a Saturday during the day, my mum always went shopping with my gran. So we were always told not to say nothing about the fighting the night before. We would go away down to Larkhall, take my mum and that would go shopping with my gran, come back, they would all go to the pub or the club, and then when they came back in, all hell would break loose all the time, every weekend, to the point where it was just natural. Nothing ever changed, and then just fighting constant about crazy things. They would accuse each other of going out with each other, different people. They would just silly things. Anyway, us as kids were, they didn't. It would be okay if they kept us in our bed, But we were always dragged out of our beds to come and see it, to try and take sides. My dad would say, "Come with me, Andrina, you're just like me." And then my mum would try and drag me to her. And then it got to the point where she would try and get us to stick up for her, and we were to hit him with things and things like that. She got me to beat him up with his piece bag one day. Don't even know what that was over. I just remember. I remember sitting on the couch as well, and she told me to go punch him in the face. And I did, and his nose started bleeding. Things like that. She would get us involved in it. And then it got to the stage where they knew that the drinking together wasn't working. So they would just stop. My dad would still go out on a Friday and a Saturday night. But because it was my mum that had the problem, she wasn't allowed to drink. And she just always stayed in. But she was miserable and was crabby. And she used to let my big cousins and things sit in the house. And they would all with their friends in. And then when my dad came in for the pub, it would all start again, whether she was sober or not. I think that's why I moved out. I think that's why I found my first boyfriend and just moved straight away. It was a relief to get out. And so I just kept myself to myself in Lanark and came back visiting once in a while. Let her see Kerry and things. And then it got to the stage where I moved back to Lanark to here. And it was still happening. They were still fighting and arguing. You're thinking, my God, all these years later, he's are still doing the same thing. Crazy. It's just, it all stems from my mum's insecurities. She's got a lot of insecurities she doesn't see. Me, I can see them, but trying to tell her is a different story. She doesn't listen. You try and say, she's got the best man in the world. See my dad, he does everything. He's always worked every hour that God sends. He worked right up until he was, 73. Then he was still doing homers at night, helping people. And then he stopped and decided that he would just dedicate his time to taking the boys to school. So he'd take Liam to school, he'd take Zach to school, and then he'd spend time with the boys after school. And then my mum started working and she started going to work and things. But anytime you ask her for help, it could be for anything, she always has to throw it back in your face. If I say to her, "Mum, my electricity's ran out, can I maybe get a Lenny £10 to whenever, like Friday or something?" It's all, she goes on and on and on. She'll give you it, and then you'll only hear the end of it. It's just every time you speak to her, "Remember I gave you money, remember I gave you money, remember I gave you money." And you go, "I know." Or there, for example, last week, my dad phoned me and he says, "Andrew, you've not got a couple of pounds on you to and bring me down a hope pie." He was in our Kerry's bit tidying up, they were in Blackpool. I says, "Aye, sure." So I walked down, I got my hope pie, I walked down with it. I walked back up and I thought, right, my mum's off work. Hi, sisters. My mum's off work, I'll go in and see her. Biggest mistake I ever done in my life. I was like, oh, she's got me. She made me a sandwich and a cup of tea. She was actually making herself a sandwich and a cup of tea. And I kind of was talking to her in the kitchen and she's like, "Do you want one?" And I was like, "Aye, okay." But I ended up making it myself, to be honest. So I had a sandwich and a cup of tea with her. She told me all the troubles that was going on at work, everything, the ones that she was shouting at, the ones that was nae good, the whores, the cows, the bitches, the whores, the cows. This one's a fucking arsehole, that one's a fucking rat, that one's a fucking this, fucking that. Right, okay, no problem. I left with my mental health still a wee bit intact. Came up the road, the next thing I knew, 2 days ago, all hell had broke loose. She had told everybody at the factory that her drug using daughter, she can't keep any money for her drug using daughter not looking after herself. I'm always at her for electricity. I'm always at her for food. And I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? And then I thought back. Last week, the internet, the electricity had went out and Liam was off school and Wally had my cash line at work. And what did he do? He asked my mum for money. £12 she gave me to put in my electricity. And that's why she spoke about me at work. And then the day with the sandwich, she had to feed me. I was starving. I'm like, what? So basically, there's a girl up here that started work at the factory that knows my best friend, who is telling her all these things that my mum is saying at the factory about me. I'm the first person to admit I've had a drug problem in the past. But my mum doesn't know that she doesn't know my recovery story. She's never asked. She's never asked anything about my YouTube and things, even though she'll take me out and I get an hour. I get an hour to do what I've got to do, then I have to get back in the car and go up the road. I get an hour. She never asks. The only time I ever hear from any of them is if they want something. If they need me to run somewhere. If they need me to watch their houses for half an hour or whatever. If they need, I don't know. I don't mind doing anything for anybody. But not to the point where when you do things, you're getting brought down for the silly wee things that's meant to be give and take. So it's a case of I've disowned her. I'm fed up with it. It's just been one thing after another in my life to bring me down. And at the age of 50, I don't need it. I do not need my mother being the one that brings me down in life. I am so sorry, Drew. Mum's even throws stuff in my face way back, like helping me move or something, even showing receipts. It's terrible, Iron Fire. Do you know something that is absolutely ridiculous? That is one thing I would never do to anybody is curse up in their face the times that I've helped them. I help somebody, then I forget about it. It's as if it goes into a wee space in my mind and just goes away. But the point that gets me is she never asks. So basically, she's took the worst pieces of my past and ran with it as if I'm still doing these things. As if I was wondering why I was starting to get looks and things off of people and different things. And I know where it's coming from now. It's because there's a certain person started working in the factory alongside my mum. And they're all talking. That's where it's coming from, my own mother. Crazy. So I had a bit of a wobble for a few days and I just felt like pure crap. You think you get to the point, you think, what's the point, man? What is the point in even trying? What's the point in even trying to do better in life when nobody ever sees it? Welcome, Colin. That's it, Iron. We still help them even though they need help. I took wee Zach down earlier on and I says to Kerry, if I bring him to your house or if I take him into my dad's. And she says, bring him home. But Zach ran into my mum's on the way down. She stays right next to the shop, as you have seen. So he ran away down and he wanted to get money for the shop for juice or something. So I ran away down after him. I didn't run away down after him. I walked down after him and made sure to see if he got money or no, so he wasn't going up to the shop without any money. And he got money off them. So I seen her for like 2 seconds, but I didn't speak. I just stood at the front door and hovered about and then walked back out. I had my other wee nephew with me anyway. I had wee Jordan for across the road with me. Aye, right, just a typical dysfunctional family relationship. Definitely reminds me of close friends that are girls. Pretty much they are near deal with their mum these days. It's crazy, just the fact that your own mother. It's 7 a.m. here in Sydney. Wow, Debbie. True, I think it makes you a better person. I think our generation doesn't want to be like that, so we stop the generation abuse. I had good parents, but I have seen the other side with friends. I know. I'm so sorry. The thing is, I had a great childhood, guys. We were took places every Sunday, but it was because of them arguing and fighting it all weekend. They either didn't want to face the neighbours on a Sunday when they sobered up, or they went a run to try and build their relationship up to live together. But as a kid, that leaves you confused. You know, it's crazy. We were never allowed to tell our grands, or we were never allowed to mention it to anybody as well. It was kept very secret in the family, very secret. And sometimes we would spend like New Year and things at my auntie's in Call. That's where I was born, in her house. The one that just died not long ago, my uncle. We would go to their house at New Year. And a lot of the time they would drink. So the arguing started down there. And they seen a different side to them. And then it got to the stage that nobody was allowed to drink if they went down. They're Christians, so they would only have a drink to toast the bells coming in. So it got to the stage that we weren't allowed to go there. And then my gran and Di got older and stopped all the bringing the bells in their house anyway. Hi, silly dog, Gracie. BJJ, I right, well, a lot of that trauma has had effects on you, but if you try to please your mum, it may make you feel mental. Exactly, and I won't be. I please myself. I'm 50 years of age. I'll be nearly 51. I'll be 51 in a couple of weeks. So I don't need it, especially when I do fend for myself and I know that I've got the power in me to do things for myself. I just need to stop listening to other people and letting them get to me and believing all the you can't do nothing with your life, you'll never be nothing, and you know, it's hard though when you've always been told that. Nobody's ever expected or anything of you, if you know what I mean. They've always expected you just to sit there and be quiet. We were always told, what was it? What was it they used to say? Children should be seen and not heard. Sit there and just be quiet. You know? I think that's why I'm a good meditator. Well, no meditator, daydreamer, because we were always told to sit and shut up. So I think that's why I went internal. I do believe in myself, silly Gracie. I do believe in myself. It took a while, but I do believe in myself. That's why I think I was a bit devastated at finding out what she was saying, because I'm thinking, wow, really? Really? You know? If they're not good for your soul, let them go no matter who it is. Exactly, mystical. Exactly. We love you, Drew, and yes, I know what you mean. But the thing is, when it's your parents, you expect better. Colin, parents are always knows best, but you definitely miss them, so cherish the time you have with them. I do cherish the time I've got with them, Colin, even though I know they're arseholes. Well, my dad's not an arsehole. My dad's the nicest man you'll ever meet. But my mum is a bit of an arsehole, and that's the truth. She's a typical Gemini. You got loads of people that follow you and appreciate your channel and don't want you to give up either. I won't give up. I won't give up. I just think I think the other day I was hurt. I was really hurt that my own mother could actually say these things about me. The problem is she never asks. She honestly never asks anything about me. She'll phone to get me to go down for something or fix something or need an email sent. Will you come and send an email? Things like that, but she never ever asks about me and anything that's happening. If anything, she'll bitch about something that's happened in the past. Well, I love you too, Meg. Thank you, guys. You know, it's just crazy. You think, what age is she? Wait a minute, she was born in 1940. So the age of her at 73 and she's not learned anything in life. It's sad. It's sad to see that through everything that she's been through and all the ups and downs and everything, that they've still not got a happy marriage. They're there for each other. because they're married, but they're not there for each other for support. If anything, they're there to bring each other down. You go into the house and the two of them's in and it's constant arguing. Constant arguing. And it's my mum bringing my dad down. And my dad just... He turned 78 yesterday. My dad, 78. I says, you'll outlive us all. It's just hard when it's your parents. You think that they're going to learn something in life at least, but then again, they didn't have it the easiest growing up. You know, there was 7 of them. There was Uncle Andrew, Uncle Gordon, oh sorry, Uncle John, Uncle Gordon, my Auntie Margaret, my Aunt Jane, my mum, and then my Uncle Freddy, the 7 of them. In my dad's family, there was my dad, my Auntie Sadie, and her twin, but the twin died. And then it's my Auntie Betty, my Uncle Billy, my Aunt Janet. And out of my dad's sisters and brothers, there's only him and my Aunt Janet left, and my Aunt Betty. 3 of them left. In my mum's family, there's only my mum, my Uncle John, my Aunt Jane, and my Uncle Freddie left. My Uncle Andrew, the one that stayed in Canada, who I'm named after, he died when? About 10 years ago. And my Uncle Gordon, who was my mum's favourite brother, they did everything together growing up. And then we were like their... See how you always have one sister, one brother that you do everything with type of thing? Well, we always went on holiday with them, and we went to like rent like the beach. There's a big beach and things they used to rent for the full family away over Saltcoats Way. That type of thing. We did all that with them. And do you know something? That is when my mother really changed, when my Uncle Gordon died. When my Uncle Gordon died about when? 7 years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago, that's when my mother changed. When her best friend died, because she always called my Uncle Gordon her best friend. That's when she changed. Remember to give Drew support and hit the like. But thank you, Mystical Sis. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to give you a wee bit of an update on... It's not that. See, addictions. Addictions are really hard to get over. If you know anything at all, to me, even when I took my methadone and things, I've still got a methadone script, 20 milligrams a day. Even if I take that 20 milligrams a day, I always feel as if I'm using, so I don't take it. So I think to myself, if people only realise the struggles and how hard it really is to come through the other side of something like that, and I'm not totally over that hill, you know, it's hard. So every single piece, every single part of your recovery should be celebrated, because it's the hardest thing in the world, especially when it's all around. It's everywhere. It's totally everywhere. You can walk out there just now and get £100 worth like that to your payday. Yes, the one. Thanks, Meg. I love you guys too, honestly. And Meg, I am a May Gemini, lovely. I'm not two-faced. Don't actually cross me with something real or hurt the kids, and watch out. Yeah, I'm a Taurus the bull. I'm a Taurus. I'm a typical Taurus though, to be honest with you. Here in Philadelphia, it's tough. Oh, I've seen a lot of scary footage about Philadelphia. Up here, it took a long time. We're in a small Scottish town, to let you understand. Way back in the 2000s, early 2000s, there was people, heroin and cocaine and things weren't in this town. The only thing that you could really get was probably weed, maybe an ecstasy or something here and there. And then about 2000, when heroin started being rife around Scotland, people moved into the village to try and start selling the village people it. And a couple of the big shots around here went to their doors and basically hunted them out. They were basically drove out of town Let's say that. So there was never no drugs here, never ever. And it's so funny that the person that my mum is getting all this gossip off of and telling the gossip to is actually the drug dealer. There you go. And you know what the theory is? She's that jealous that I can do better, that she's still trying to bring me down. And I won't let her come out with me ghost hunting things. I won't have it. I'll still talk to her. I'll still say, hiya, how are you doing? Ask around her and things. The same as I do with all my addicted friends. I wouldn't not talk to them. All my addicted friends are still say, how are you? What are you doing? How's things like that. But people that is deliberately going around telling lies about me, I won't have anything to do with. And I won't ask how she is. She's lucky she doesn't get that. I fit the Chinese astrology better. I'm a real fire horse. I bet you. See, I can be a right typical Taurus when I want. I'm the type of person, you hurt me, hurt my family, and there's no looking back. There's just no. I just cannot get past the red mist. You get me angry, and you better watch. And I'm not saying that to be the big I am. It's really the truth. People used to think that I was bad with a drink in me until I got sober, and I'm worse. Can you please put the link in chat for a little while, Drew? Don't know, Michelle. I'm just a bit talkative tonight. I'm not really wanting any company up on the screen, if that's okay. I just want to sit and vent for a little while. Maybe next time, sis, okay? I just want to think and vent, if you know what I mean. Share a bit of my journey, what comes to my mind. It's just weird that the people that you think you're meant to draw your strength from is the ones that want to bring you down. You know? I just don't get it. I mean, what? I like to celebrate people when they're recovering. I'm the type of person that if I seen somebody really do well, I would celebrate it. I would always be like, how are you? How you do? Oh, that's great. That's great. Do you want to go do this? Do you want to do this? Do you know what I mean? I would want to encourage them. So why do people have to get about telling lies and making a different narrative of what's really happening? Why do it? Why? Because you can't get over the fact that somebody else can do it and you can't. Because they can do better than you. You don't want to say, well done. Crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand why people can hurt other people, especially when they know what the situation is and how hard it is. Why put that hurt onto other people that you know you're feeling yourself? And then they wonder why their life will not get better and why everything that happens to them time after time after time is the karma being served to them for all the bad that they do over and over and over again. Because these type of people always say, why me? Why am I stuck in this? Why can I not do this? Why? Because you're an evil bitch and you won't get over your demons. You won't even try and see somebody else's point of view on things. You just want to constantly bring down people that's doing better than you. Some deep resentment or something. That's exactly what it is, silly duff. Yes, you do, Drew. You are a wonderful person and friend. So glad we all connected. And everyone on chat, wonderful people too. Love that we all connected from all over the world. So do I, Meg. I think it's amazing. I mean, there you're sitting in California and I'm sitting here in Scotland. How could you ever have done that before the internet? It's crazy. Iron fire. Yes, if people cross me or my kids, I'll never like you again. I don't flip flop, neither do I. But you, with my mum, I don't know how to be anymore. Iron, you're the exact same as me. Dialogical debit. It could be stemming from feelings of jealousy and people projecting their own insecurities. It's their problem, not yours. Exactly. Next mysteries. Family can hurt each other, who knows why, but you stuck with them, don't let them get to you. Hachi! Anything wrong with me and Bud's rolling up? Large one. Well, you go large, roll the biggest one possible, Hatchie. I've got one in my hand. Uncle Danny. Hugs right back. It just amazes me, guys. It honestly just amazes me. Especially when these people are the ones that's pushing it out. It's just crazy. It's crazy. The person that sells all the drugs up here, the hard drugs, is the one that goes to work with my mum now, is telling her all this rubbish, and she's adding her own wee bits onto it and coming up with her own narrative. And I'm the one that's suffering because it's me they're gossiping about. And it's all stemming from the fact of jealousy because these people will never get off drugs. That's just the way their life is. It's just, they don't see any wrong in it. I couldn't live with myself if I was a drug dealer. My conscience wouldn't let me live with myself. I inspire. Me too, Meg. You guys on YouTube have been my saviours. I think the friendships in YouTube that we've all made together, I noticed that there's a few, probably the ones that's in tonight, and a few others that's not here just yet. I find that they're using all my support system, especially Uncle Danny, Mystical Love and Light, and Dobie, and Iron Fire and things that all come in. But without you guys understanding who I really am and having the sense around you to judge for yourself who I am and what I am in my core is brilliant because the people up here that's got the ability and the chance to meet me face to face, it's as if they've got a shield over them and they just don't see it. Very magical group of people, Diabolical Debbie. Very magical. I did a reading today that Mystical got me in touch with a lady from Australia, and I did a reading today, and it made me feel powerful again. It made me feel powerful the fact that I didn't need to do a whole big thing to just do a simple reading. A lot of the time, I don't feel myself worth unless I go do a big heal ritual. I've got to go cleanse, I've got to go get new clothes on, I've got to say this and that to my goddesses. And today I felt as if I felt the power in me that I didn't need to go through that whole ritual. And I thought, this is what I need. This is what you wish you could bottle and sell. Honestly. Hi, Jendo. Brilliant that you got me at least. And without any notification. YouTube's terrible with notifications. Right, I'll put the link in chat, guys, and you can come up and say hi if you want for a wee half hour. Right, how do I do this again for the button? Invite guests, copy. Right, copied. Right, guys, wait, I'll put it in the chat. How do I comment on this? To let you understand, I'm actually using the tablet. It's Liam's Samsung tablet because my laptop needs upgraded. I'll need to get a cleaner. I'll need to buy some sort of cleaner for it. Get it cleaned and updated and protected. And then I can get the new. I know what I mean. Right, there you go, guys. I don't know if this will hold up. I'm running on my data. I've not got any internet, so I'm running on data. So if it doesn't let you connect, I'm sorry. Hi, Carol Shell. I'm good, Debbie. Hi, Camping Cage Free. Welcome in, guys. The link is in the chat if you want to join. We have 18 people here. Can you please try and hit the like button? Thank you. And if you have missed any of the stream, rewatch. It's interesting, especially for the people that already know me. It's just crazy. Michelle says you can pop up if you want, Michelle. I'm still here, Drew. I'm listening but not commenting because I'm cutting a salad for Lee and I want to say hi to everybody else that's coming into the chat. Guys, remember and connect to Mystical Love and Lights channel. We are usually live on her channel right now, but she's got a lot of repairs and things that she's doing at the house, so we'll put that off till next week, okay? So definitely check out Mystical Love and Light, please, and each other, of course. We've got Meg. Connect to Meg. Who else have we got? Yeah, connect to Meg's Mysteries. Connect to Iron Firehorse, who's going to be posting again soon. Uncle Danny Wolf. Connect to him as well, guys. Then I'll grab Uncle Danny's chat, Chasing Bones Inspectors. There's my phone. Then I'll grab your Chasing Bones Inspectors chat. The channel Uncle Danny's on the news, the Danny Wolf channel, that's the one that he does his... Is that the strong one? The one I'm going to put in the chat is Chasing Bones Inspectors. It is his actual channel for his paranormal guys. So try and connect to both of them. I'm just going to put it in the chat. It's a strongman one. The one he's on just now is his strongman. The one I've put in the chat, that's his one with the paranormal. Camping, wait, I'll mod you. Anybody else not modded? I'll mod you, Carol. Everybody share your links, guys. Remember, if you're blue, you can't just hit on each other's links. Subscribe to each other, everybody. Comment. Jane Doe, are you not blue? Have you got a channel? Wait, I'll mod you, Jane. Remember, connect to each other, everybody. Hatchy, Drew, me and Buds have met the Sunday stand in the Park Brigade. Wonderful, ate last Sunday. Crikey, is there at work to do? Well, happy Hatchy from Hampshire. Brilliant, Hatchy! That's what Dobby does. She does the stand in the park. Remember, I'll be down. I'll email you when I'm coming down and we can see if we can meet, get a coffee and a joint. Definitely. I'll be coming down as far as Nottingham. We'll need to talk behind the scenes and see if you can get as far as Nottingham or meet somewhere close. Thank you, Carol. That means a lot. Thank you. Definitely, guys. Remember, when you do sub to each other, even just hit on like a short or something and watch it for the short and put a thumbs up and a comment, because it does help you keep that sub. Yes, Drew, I have, and I'm starting to get brave enough to talk about CPTSD and the in the practice. Brilliant. Who have we got? Wait till we see who the guests are. Michelle.
Hey sis, how you doing? I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for
You're waiting
medical
for
clearance. I'm just waiting for my
Right?
medical clearance. I'm just waiting for my medical clearance to go through because I have emphysema and COPD, but I have 2 hernias in my stomach, so I have to go
Oh,
through medical clearance before they put me under. I don't know.
oh. When is your operation again?
I don't know what day it'll be. They still haven't given me a date.
Goodness,
I don't
there was
know.
that. I'm glad you reminded me of this, Michelle, because there was somebody else who's actually asked me as well
Mhm.
if I could have a prayer circle for them. So I was going to try and see all the coven ladies to see if we could have a meeting
Okay.
and do a prayer circle for some people. So
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'm going to take names and I'll
Okay.
get all I'll probably do it on Facebook and Messenger and things.
Right.
And then I'll jump on here maybe before I do it and get
Right.
names. What we'll do is we'll get names off of everybody that's struggling with their health.
Uh-huh.
And what we'll do in the coven is we'll do a prayer circle, an online prayer circle,
Right.
just sending you all some positivity, some healing and things. So if
Mhm.
any of the coven ladies are in the chat, can you please mail me whatever way I usually get a hold of you? Some of you it's Instagram, some of you it's Twitter, some of you
You can
it's
call me a
Messenger.
messenger. You can call
Yeah,
me a messenger.
definitely try and get me on Messenger and things, guys, and we'll try and get
Yeah.
a coven meeting going for the next couple of days or the
Mhm.
weekend for to send out some strength to people.
Right.
Blessings
Mhm.
to you, Michelle, and a quick recovery camping is saying.
Mhm.
You don't want to come up, Panka?
Okay.
Come on up, Panjack. Panjack or Panka, whatever you could. Pan. We keep saying we're going to just call him
Panka.
Pan. Come on up,
Panka.
Pan. Panka.
Pan. Panka. Yeah,
Come on
you
up.
said it.
What do you think of the idea that addictions are actually demonic entities like people who have schizophrenia? Well, James, you know something? There could be like some sort of truth in that. No, not to say that addiction in
Mhm.
itself is a demon, but that energy that demons are attracted to is from the type of people that get addictions. The type of people that get addictions is the people with low self esteem, people that's
Mhm.
never met their achievements, people that feel low, people that don't ever really see anywhere anything else in life but not feeling good enough. So
Right.
that's the type of energy that demons and things will try and. Are you in, Panka?
Mhm.
Is he in?
You backstage?
Oh, there we go. That's you now, I think.
Okay.
It's called
Yeah, it's me.
there we go.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
So I think for all addiction itself is not a demon. I think
Mhm.
that type of person that gets addictions can be the
Right.
same type of energy that demons are attracted to, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Honestly, I believe that the
Yeah.
low vibration that have addictions not active, but we're sensitive souls and people drain it. Oh, definitely. I think
Mhm.
that's why I was probably victim to
Mm.
addiction. Is because I wanted to numb my feelings. I wanted to. I always didn't feel part of anything. I never felt part of this group. I didn't feel part of that group.
Yeah.
So anytime I ran about with anybody, I always did what they did, whether it be drinking, smoking, tooting, buzzing. So I always just did what they did, you know?
Mhm.
So I think
Uh-huh.
that is where it's based. So low
Yeah.
self-esteem. It's Uncle Danny saying dark doors will definitely egg on and feed off addictions. There you
Mhm.
go.
That is true.
I mean, I think that is why witchcraft saved me, or the spirituality saved me, was because I knew the minute that Kerry's boyfriend died, and I had them here in my house,
Right.
vulnerable. I knew, and
Oh my.
he wasn't grew up or anything. I knew that I had to sort something. Something was going to give, and it was going to be me and my mental health. I think if I hadn't reached out and let the goddesses take over, if you like.
Hi, Danny. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi
Danny,
to you before.
Danny, come back up. Danny, come up.
Coming up, Uncle Danny. Might not feel up yet. You can come up if you want, Uncle Danny.
Yeah.
Me too. I suffered a lot of trauma in my childhood, not sexual abuse, but emotional and financial abuse, as my sister died of leukemia. Oh, that's a wee shame. I know. Sometimes, I mean, everybody's struggle is different, right? But
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are I mean, for us sensitive, people that is sensitive to emotions, to events, to people's
Yeah.
feelings, we kind of take it deeper, you know, when things like
Hi,
that
Sherry.
happen.
Oh, Sherry. Hey,
Coming
sis,
up.
come on up. Come on up.
Yeah, I shared the link out to her.
Oh, you did?
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'll put it in the chat again just in case
Okay.
anybody else is wanting to do it. Right, how
So
do I do
no,
this
so
again?
she'll know that you went live.
Brilliant, thank you, Franca.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Pumpkin. Really,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
Put
totally
the link
forgot
in the
about it
chat,
because I
guys,
have
if
so much on my
anyone want to come
mind.
up for a wee
It's
while.
okay, Michelle. I got your back. You know that.
I have
We're
so much
family
shit
here.
on my mind.
God,
So what about you two guys? Have you
it's
ever
okay.
suffered
We're
from
family.
addictions?
Huh?
Have you suffered from addictions?
We're family here. We got each other's back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just not thinking
Definitely.
about surgery. Now my knees are messed up. My emphysema and COPD. I'm just a mess. I'm a walking
Back to
mess.
this, yeah, we'll definitely try and get the coven together there, and we'll
Ow.
try and get a
Definitely.
prayer circle going, guys. Okay?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
sis.
I'm
How are
okay.
you, honey?
Hi.
I'm well,
Uh,
well. Well,
How
wonky.
are you?
uh,
I'm all natural today, boys. No makeup.
I love the
So am
way you
I.
look.
So am I.
You don't need
I'll put
makeup.
my
She
glasses.
doesn't need makeup.
Look awesome, Sherry.
I need
Yeah,
makeup.
damn it. I bloody do. I don't
No.
like
Yeah,
That's
being
my grey hairs are coming through.
I love
My
you. I
grey
look
hairs are
what you
coming
want.
through
Michelle,
big
you look
time with the
awesome
blue
too. No.
eyes.
Mm.
I just don't. I like me better with makeup on. I just feel. Here, you can see me.
Good
it.
fish
Just, I
eggs in
think it just
Scotland.
makes you feel confident. That's
Oh,
the only
you're
reason
so
I wear it.
pretty.
Right.
Can't forget the nipple.
Mm.
That's
I with my
exactly.
makeup.
I need emotions matured and I can remove emotions with extreme happy or
I
not.
feel
I
like
was
coming up
simple
anyway.
control
There.
my average. Well, that's it, Jane.
Okay.
We were always just told to sit and be quiet. We were never asked for opinion or anything. We were just there to be fed
Mm-mm.
and clothed.
Mm.
Coffee is
We're
addictive
all
to
special in
me
our
and
own
very
ways,
funny.
no
Yeah.
matter what.
But talking about your bloody coffee, Uncle Danny, I made tea. Oh no, my tea's gonna be cold. I hate cold tea. Yeah, but that's what I just thought it was crazy that my own mother is the one that tries to bring me down. I would. Do you want to know what's crazy though? See, for the last year, that I've been thinking it's been my big sister, it's been this one, it's been that one that's been talking about me. But see, to find out it's my own mother. Crazy. Seen and not heard exactly, Jane. That's what we were told. Sit there and be seen and not heard. And whenever we went into somebody's house, say that they went to my Auntie Sadie's or something for a drink on a Friday night, we were all told to get into one bedroom and just stay there.
Right.
And then they wondered why we wrecked the
Yeah.
bedroom. We used to jump off wardrobes and everything.
Wow. You're good
Yeah.
for you.
Ouch.
I remember my Auntie Sadie she had one of the big cottages up the back. It was actually a farm, but it was a cottage on the farmland. And they used to have this great big wooden bed. It was one of the ones that had a great big wooden back headboard and a big footboard. We were all jumping on it and we were getting thrown on it with all the older family members, like my big cousins and things. And the bed all collapsed and folded in on us all.
Oh
So there was
goodness.
6 kids in it trying us all out. That
Oh
was fun. It was one of the big
no.
old. The mattress was one of the big old straw mattresses too. I can remember it to this day how heavy it was. It was crazy.
Mm.
I think there was about 3 mattresses on the bed, to be honest. But I all collapsed. We get
Mm.
battered silly for it. My mother is so codependent, narcissist. I totally understand what you mean. I just try and stay away from them all, Jane. I honestly do. I've seen it for years.
That is right.
But back, but I
Mhm.
moved back to Lanark and I stayed with them for a year before I got my other house. I just thought, my God, you are at this age and you're still fighting, you're still doing the things you were doing when I was 15.
Are
I want to
tired about
call
that?
you to the club.
Huh?
I'm giving money.
Are you tired?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
been a
thing of it.
long day.
We were hunted out.
Oh,
We weren't really given money or anything to go away, but we were basically just told to go out and play. You know,
yeah.
back when it started.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes, you can change other people. That's exactly what it is. Them abusing us. I know. It's just sad that there's still people out there that goes through it, and you don't need to go through it. You know, your parents are meant to be the ones that nourish you and keep you going and have your back all through life. They don't need to turn on you halfway through because you've made a couple of
Yeah, they're meant
mistakes, you
to,
know.
aren't they?
Mhm.
They're meant to, but they don't always.
No, no.
I've had a
Yeah.
I
pretty
think it's
rough
hard.
relationship with my family and parents.
Right.
Yeah. My mum just doesn't see it. She just always blames everybody else. It's everybody else that's making her be crab. It's everybody else
Yeah,
that's made her like this, you know.
yeah, that's what my
And it's
mum's
not.
like. Like, if she says something nasty and that, and then you retaliate, she'd get really nasty if you go, "Who do you think you're talking to?" And I'm like, "But it was you talking to me like it first." And she's like, "Yeah, but I'm the adult and I'm your mum." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not a kid anymore."
So,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what my mother does.
That's right.
She,
You're my father
Jane's right.
makes you
accidentally.
feel,
And
Mhm.
I've
she makes you
I've
feel
had
like
it
that wee
I've had
kid
it where my
again.
family haven't been there to support me at some of my most hardest times in my life, which really shows me that blood's not always thick. Sometimes it's people that are
Definitely.
not your blood family are the ones that you can rely on more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
True.
Yeah,
It's
I've
true.
had more support off of people on the internet
Yes,
than I've had off my own family.
correct.
I do too.
Mhm.
Like, my family will go, "Why are you so close to them?" And I said, "Because they've gave me more time and more attention in the whole 7 or 8 years I've been on YouTube than any of you ever have in my whole life. Not
Right.
Yeah,
despite what I've done for you and things like that, you know what I mean?" And I said, "And they don't expect anything. They don't expect anything and they respect me. That's why. That's why I call them fam. I don't look at you as just followers and people that just come in my room. You're my family. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm
We
down,
support
I
you.
come on and speak to you guys. If I need somebody to talk to, I come to you guys. When I'm not feeling well, I come to you guys. I don't go to my family. You
Yeah,
know,
if you ever
like,
need me, you can always message me, call me on
mhm,
Messenger. I don't mind. I
yeah.
don't mind.
I just think that, see, we've got an advantage because when we're on YouTube and things, the videos and things that we put out, people that like us will gravitate to us. So therefore, most of the people that we talk
Hmm.
to have probably been through a lot of the things we've been through because we've connected through like the paranormal or witchcraft or something. And it's true what people say. It's usually the people that's
Yeah.
disturbed or some sort of disturbance in their life that gravitate to the spirituality because we're the ones that go seeking answers. It got to a stage in my life where everything was going wrong, one thing after another, after another, after another, and you think, why is everything always going wrong, one thing after another? So you start overthinking it. So through overthinking things, you start coming up with answers that the universe wants you to know. So you're deep thinking constantly and thinking through everything that happens in your life. And through
Mhm.
doing that, you usually come to a realization that most of the stuff you've been taught is bullshit, you know,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
because
You
you've
have to
got
just
to
be
have.
yourself.
Yeah.
I remember when
True.
we were young
Yep.
Yeah.
and we used to go places, and I would always stare at people, and my mum would always say, "Stop staring at people, Andrina, stop it." But to me, I was like looking at other people, and I must have something must have clicked in me to watch those people, or I recognised something in them that I wanted to watch. And it's not until I'm older and I sit and I think the people that I was watching was obviously something that they were doing that clicked something in me. And I think that's why I do people watch. I sit on the internet sometimes and watch people and I don't even know I'm watching them. Random live streams
Mm.
and things. Because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I'm the
know,
same. I'm the
Mhm.
same.
yeah, I like to watch people's
I don't
mannerisms.
always type. Sometimes I just sit there and watch and things like that. And I've
Just
always
try and
been somebody that
understand.
really does watch people as well. I really take people in. I've just got a thing about, and like I think to some people would probably look weird because we're standing there watching people, but it's not. It's just you pick up so much from people's body languages and
Yeah.
things, and you can really
Yeah.
relate to it and things like that. Like I do. I find that a lot. I go and sit on the bench and I watch people go by and I'm watching them. I'm like, wow, like you look really happy. Like it makes you really think when you watch different people's everyday actions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it makes you think.
Even when I'm sitting here sometimes and I can see the park and I can see people coming and going to the shop or going over the bridge and things, and I sit and I
Yeah.
think, wonder what their life's like at home, and then I'll start thinking about who they stay with, and I think, well, okay, and then before you know it, within 10 minutes, I've figured out their whole life. We just sitting watching them. It's crazy.
It is, and you can pick so much just by looking at them. You can pick a lot up,
Yep.
like their body
Yeah.
language, the way they walk, the way they act. Like like it's interesting.
Definitely, Hatchie.
Mhm.
I'll
Yeah.
always be your
Mhm.
sister Sherry, you know that, and sister, and anyone who ever needs a shoulder, a friend to talk to.
Oh,
Well,
thank
that
you,
is it for
Phonic.
Mhm.
me.
This.
I
Even
Of
feel as
course.
if
Anybody
one
needs
of
help,
us,
I'm always here.
one of us is
Mm.
always the one to go live, but I feel as if sometimes one of us struggle and then we go live is because the guiders around us is making one of us go live because it's not just us that's suffering, it's other people in the community. So our
Yeah,
suffering
no, like I
together is
was sitting
actually
here today
healing
and
us.
I haven't been feeling very good and stuff like that. I've been like
yeah.
down and stuff because I've had another death. Not my granddad, another
Oh,
family member.
oh,
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been feeling pretty crappy today. So I was like, and then like I don't know, like I was like watching an old video, a video that me, Sister Drew, and Mystical done, the one where I had the interview. I was watching that and just giggling along to the bits that we were laughing at and stuff. And then something just made me look on the thing, and I see that you see go onto Facebook, and I see that P had messaged me a link, and I was like, ah, and it's you, and I was just like,
yeah. Why not?
Mhm.
I did schedule this for Thursday, but I thought, well, Mystical had said she wasn't going to go live tonight because she's doing some repairs at the house. So she says, why don't you do your Thursday night live tonight? And I thought, why not? So that's why I'm here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get it over with. Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was because I know that normally Mystical's on, so I was looking and waiting for that to see if it popped up. But then I see that you was on. I was like, ah, then maybe she's not on today, and it's Sis today.
Yeah,
I think.
I meant to actually tell you last night we weren't going to go on tonight, and I completely forgot all about it. And then today I
Don't
Well,
was
to
worry
be
about
trying
it.
honest,
and
last
invite
night I
Billy.
probably wouldn't have even functioned very well because it was last night that I got the news and stuff. So I wasn't. It's just like,
Right.
okay.
It just seems to be one of those. It takes bursts, doesn't it? Like you'll hear
Yeah, but
about two or three people
it's
that
so hard to
pass.
deal with because like I've lost my granddad. It's only been 6 weeks, and now somebody else, a female member in the family, has passed away, and I've still got to wait for my granddad William to go as well. You know what I mean? So there's gonna three deaths. It's gonna be, and like literally, he's not that far off either. So it's just like, oh my god, when's it gonna stop?
Uh,
Like literally.
It always happens in threes. My father's right.
that's
Yeah, but
Everything
Yeah.
this is
happens
the most
in
that I've lost
threes.
somebody like family wise, not like friends and people like that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Somebody
one
passed
up.
away in my family, and I was really hurt as when I heard about it.
Thank you, sweetheart.
But I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it though. I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, well, like my granddad, I'm still not quite there, and The other day, I really felt a breakthrough after that session. And then to get
Yeah.
back the next day, it was like, gone right back down into myself again. It's like, no.
I'm
I know,
always
it's
here
just
for you,
Why?
Sherry.
Okay.
You remember that.
It's
Say that
as
again.
I
You
was
can call
saying
me at
last
any
week on
time.
our own Mysticals channel, I was going to cancel last week because I really wasn't in the right place. But I think we should go live when we're not in a good place because it lets other people see that we are just human and we go through these things, and it maybe helps somebody else that's
Definitely.
doing it all together. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we are human. Like, I think everybody thinks that we're invincible because we've got like special like abilities and things that nothing affects us, and it does. It does still affect us. We're no different to you guys. We hurt when we lose people, and when things are not nice for us, and that is really hard. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
Especially when you're a
we're no different
sensitive.
to you.
True.
Some days I go to the shop or I'll go to the school for the rain or something, and all the energy, the different people and things, I'll come up the road and I'm floored because of the different things. It's too much. The different emotions for this one, the different
Yeah,
emotions for that one,
it
all the
overtakes
kids
you.
running around.
And
Yeah,
that's what people
and I
don't
just think
realise. Like
it's too
when
much.
you're spiritually open and stuff, you're dealing with your own crap, but then you've got all the crap of other things that you're feeling from other people's problems.
Mhm.
And like
Yeah.
spiritual people, it's so much harder to deal with things that are quite negative or quite upsetting because we're so much more in communication and contact with it. So we feel it so much more. So it's a lot
Yeah,
harder to get over, you know what I mean? Like it takes a long time and it
exactly.
drains you. It drains
Yeah.
you so badly. It's
It
unbelievable.
does. It does, definitely.
I still haven't
Yeah.
really gotten
I,
over the fact my Aunt Kate passed away. She was like the closest one to me. I felt like she was like my mom and she was my best friend and everything. And it's like I have her ashes
I
and I
believe
always feel
you.
like I
Hmm.
thought it was just like I
I
kept
believe you,
on
Michelle.
going to sleep. I kept on going to sleep and then I'll wake up thinking that it was just a
Yeah.
bad
Well,
joke. It was a joke.
I've been going through a stage where I'm barely sleeping at all, and then these last couple of days,
Right.
it's just been sleeping on and off all through the day, or like just dropping off, like because I'm just so drained and because of the upset and the pain and that, I don't want to be awake because I'm feeling it. Like my body is just over exhausted, even though I'm sleeping at the minute. But I've
Right.
gone 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks with no sleep on, but I wasn't even getting an hour. Yeah, like a
Right.
couple of days ago, I hadn't slept for 3 days in a row.
You end
Right.
Like,
up just catnapping all day long. I've seen me just sitting watching the telly, and then before I know it, I'm sleeping. Then I'll wake up for another hour or two, I'll go through, make a cup of tea, come back through, and you're just drained. You can't do nothing else but just
it
keep making
does.
tea all
Yeah.
day, and sitting back down. It's crazy.
Like my
Yeah.
housework, like normally I'm on top of my housework all the time, and I haven't even been bothered to really do that. Just do maybe the odd bit of washing up. It was only today, like because my head was in such a horrible, screwed up place again, and I was so upset. I actually started hoovering and tidying, and I'd done it.
Yeah.
But I've
What
been
to
in that.
do when you
I've
feel
been in
like
that
it?
sort of
Uh-huh.
mood that I'm like, screw it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk about anything. I just want to be left alone. I don't care what my house looks like. I don't give a crap. No
No,
one's coming in. That is how I've been. That's been my attitude for weeks now. But
no.
Aw.
I felt
Something
the
helped
Hope
me
you
difference.
feel better
discuss.
soon,
I felt the
Sherry.
difference in the atmosphere today, though. I went a walk to the shop this morning. I can't remember what for, milk and sausages, I think it was. It was for Liam. And I felt a big difference in there. Spring is definitely here finally in Scotland, but it's still a wee bit cold, just a bit windy.
it is.
But
It is slightly a
spring's
little bit
definitely
cold
here.
still, but it is a lot nicer. It is a lot nicer.
Yeah. So it's just a case of trying to make that effort to go out into the sun, isn't it, to rejuvenate you? Even if you're just sitting in your doorstep for an hour, it's important.
Yeah.
I've always been very funny about my housework. I've always liked because obviously where I do investigations and stuff, I don't like anything like dust or anything about, so that I can't be accused that if
Uh-huh.
any orbs come, it's dust. Or like I'm normally quite funny about that sort of thing, and because of my mental health makes me clean and do things to
Mhm.
keep my mind stabilized and keep my
Yeah.
mind in that positive place. But recent, when you go through a really traumatic time and a really hard time, mental health really does take that out of you, and it does it. You don't want to do everything.
Definitely.
You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to. It's just
Oh
it's
yeah.
mad changer.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely hard. Yes.
Stress and then depression. It's like a mixture
Yeah.
of
It is, and
crap.
it's so hard
Telling
because
you.
I think if it was in like a couple of months' time, I think it would be so much easier for me to be able to deal with because I'd have had more time to get over. Like, you never get over losing the people you love. You never get over it. You learn to move on, sort of thing. You know what I mean? But
Definitely.
I was really close to
Hmm.
him, and my whole life has been him. You know what I mean? So when I lost him, it was so hard. And then to hear that yesterday, I was just like, oh my God,
What?
like, when's it going to stop, sort of thing? Like,
Right.
it's not nice.
I think you've got to
No.
just do things when you feel up to it. And then when you don't feel up to it, don't cut yourself up about it and think it's the end of the world if your dishes are not done for one day, you know? And
No,
I think a
no,
lot of the
don't.
time we
It's
do feel we need to do these things every day.
You're
And you
not
don't.
bad to just leave them and just say for 1 day or 2 days, like, I'm not doing it. It's not bad. It's not bad to
Yeah.
do that.
Mm-mm.
For
Your
two
health's
reasons I
important as
started
well.
watching you.
No.
One was because I picked up on you having a good soul. Two was me being determined to understand your accent. Brilliant, mystical. I like that. Yeah, keep the coffee pot
It
full.
was
Quickly,
good.
got to make some more. Definitely, Uncle Danny, you've got to keep the coffee going, and I definitely agree, Aya. You've got to keep it full. Poor
Yeah.
Christina. Poor Christina, we're just going and you just came in. Always happens, doesn't it? This is the best, Danny. I love coffee, but I drink it in the morning. Then every time I sneak coffee later in the day, I get I'll be out all night. Kick him all
Oh
night long.
goodness.
Oh, look, hug, sweetheart. Oh,
Aw,
Mhm.
that's nice,
so I think the
Danny.
message of today is really what's the point in my live stream today to get the message out? The message really is even though you go through addictions and mental health problems and things, don't always think that reaching out is going to be to your family. Because sometimes your family is the ones that give you your mental health problems. you
Uh-huh.
know?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So try and reach out to
Yeah.
the friends that'll relate to the problem. There's a lot of problems that you're going to have in life that one friend will not relate to. So try and find that one friend that you can confide in that's got the same problem as you're going through. So I think that's the kind of moral of today's life is don't always think your family's the ones to reach out to. I think good friends are few and far
Mm-mm.
between,
Yeah.
you know.
Friends and stuff are normally good as well.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
online family like
Of
us a
course.
lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've got a great wee community here. Look at everybody that's in. We've got Uncle Danny, the wise wolf. Look at Sherry,
Yep.
and who's just, I don't know, I just think you and Mystical are the the witches out the lot that's there to help teach, is also to help grow. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of witches
Of
especially,
course.
get stubborn and they think, I'm no want to learn off another witch, you know, I'll learn my own. But for the fact that we're all willing to learn together, it's good. So,
Exactly. And
mhm.
it's not like we do it like it's not like we push our faith for what we are onto you either. We just give you like information and detail, and if you like it, then you follow us. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Mhm.
like we just go, you've got to be a witch and you have to do this. Like it's your choice, and that's what I like about this community as well. We're so laid back and we're just so supportive of each other. Even if you're not a full believer, we'll still
Yeah,
accept you into our community if you're good and you're nice.
that's it. We just
Just
ask
for
that you
everybody.
don't, you just be nice in the comments and
Exactly.
be nice to each other and don't spread any hate.
Yeah,
That's
and I think a lot of people stay away
No.
from us because of that. They think they can't come in because they're not quite believers. We accept anybody as long as you're respectful. You can come in.
it. I had a troll, right, that left a nasty comment a couple of months ago,
Oh
and I
my.
deleted the comment. And then he came into my live stream and now he comes in and comments, and he's part of one of us. So it shows you somebody that came in with a hate comment a way back has actually sat and listened to a couple of live streams, and they asked questions. It was the Rangers guy, I can't remember what his channel was. And he asked
Yeah,
questions a couple of weeks ago, and now he follows us. So there
yeah,
we
I've had
go.
a few people like that. I've had a few people that have been told by certain teams, "I'll go over because she's this, that," and they've told me a few times, and then they've come back and they've watched things, and then they're like, "You're actually a really cool girl." And I'm like, "Yeah, you shouldn't judge a book by the cover, and you shouldn't take the
Right,
word of other
cover.
people. Find out for
Definitely
yourself."
not.
Like,
No.
you know what I mean? Like,
I thought that was brilliant. I can't remember his name, but he's like, I'll show you when he comes in. I'll say to him the next time. All issues, 99% of problems with coping are due to childhood trauma, be it imposed by just not having the skills of how to be a healthy parent, but they effed us up and they didn't mean to usually. That's it. I think with my mum and dad, they just weren't really meant for each other, and they just stuck out their marriage, I think, for the sake of being stubborn. Or, I don't know. They're still fighting through it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have divorced years ago. Many people are not able to take their emotional armor off and be vulnerable. It's just a case of telling people you're struggling. I mean, I've got a lot of people that on Messenger will say, I don't really want a tarot reading, but I want a bit of guidance. And you're like, what's the
yeah,
problem then? Tell me what's happening. So
and
I
that's
think
what I
everybody
get
just
that
needs to have
sometimes.
somebody to reach out to.
I just get random messages going, "Can I talk to you? Because you seem like a really good listener." And I've heard from other people you spoke to and stuff. And I do a lot of my work. A lot of my work isn't doing tarot reading; it's actually just physically talking to people,
Just
trying to
talking
help
to
people
people,
through
that's
matters
it.
and stuff. You know what I mean?
I
That's
find
what
it
a lot of it
usually
is.
starts out with people saying, what is a tarot reading? Then you explain it's a message for your guides to help you either cope with something that's happening or give you a bit of guidance or an explanation of something in your past. And then when I do the reading, I usually say, the reason I do the past card is because there's a lot of problems in your past that stops you from moving into your future. So I
Yeah,
think if people come to terms with a lot of their past, they'll usually go over a lot of hurdles in their life. So it is important to come to terms with your past.
yeah. And my readings, I normally do past, present, and future as well. Like
Uh-huh.
like sister said, a lot of the problems do come from your childhood and that's where you can find a way of coming out of it.
Hooray!
So
Yeah.
For some reason I
That's
can't see W
exciting.
Socks in the chat.
There's
hello, Dobby.
Squid. I was watching from beginning but fell asleep. Oh, sis, you must be tired.
Yeah, I was kind of
Yeah,
falling asleep here as well. Not
We're
on
just
not on
getting
panel,
ready
but
tonight.
no, not on panel, but in the chat, I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's Hatchie saying? I've just spent 3 years plus in a garden shed. So you have, our Hatchie. Been stabbed, slashed, and all sorts of other things in the time. No BS, and yes, it's messed the mind. Hatchie, Hatchie, I get it, buddy, I get it. We know you've been in that shed, and I'm so happy you're bloody out it. You and
yeah.
Buddy. And don't tell me their names. Buddy. What's the snake's name again? You'll need to
Hi,
tell me, Hatchie,
Dobby.
I forgot.
Hi, Jobies.
Okay,
For
everybody,
some
I'll
reason I
go and
can't
let
see
you
her in
all
the
get
chat.
back to
I
your
hope she's
life
not blocked over
anyway.
here.
What is
I
it?
think so.
What's wrong, Franca?
No.
For some reason I can't see her in the chat. W Socks. I can't see her in the
Nobody.
chat.
Well,
Yeah,
put over the highlighter for me. Can you see it on highlight?
yeah.
Ah, my kneecap. My knees need
Okay.
I
another
can
MRI
see it.
report done.
Right,
Yeah.
everybody,
I
I
can
will
see
let
it.
you all go for now, and I am on Ghost Squad tomorrow night, 10 past 10 UK time, and we're talking to Lisa Fry from My Mystical Life. She is going to be doing readings, guys. She's going to see if she can connect to anybody in the chat and give you the reading. So come into Ghost Squad Scotland tomorrow night. and you've maybe got a reading. And it's not just a tarot reading, it's like a kind of aura reading, if you know what I mean. See the
That
energy
sounds
around
good.
you. I hope you
Yeah.
Yeah.
get somebody to me. I hope you connect
Yeah,
me.
no, that's what
Oh,
I'm
so
thinking.
sad.
Eating all day, so I'm sitting there thinking food.
Right,
Definitely come on, guys. You as well, Michelle, because you maybe get your aunt coming through for you.
right, honey.
Okay?
And now, plus my two knees that were in a massive car accident. I had two ACLs on both knees. Now they're starting to
Right.
hurt really bad. I think they need knee replacements. They really do need knee replacements. I gotta
Well,
get
there's quite a
MRI.
few common members in just now, guys. We're going to Mystical Loving Light, Dobit, and any other coven members that's there. I'm going to try and arrange a coven meeting in the next couple of days to do a prayer circle to try and send out some healing and some positivity. I have actually been contacted on Messenger, Twitter Messenger, for a family member specifically for a prayer circle, somebody that we all love and trust. I'll only put her name out, we'll do it private. So if we could all maybe contact us through Messenger, Twitter, whatever way you usually contact us, and I'll try and arrange it behind the scenes for maybe Thursday night. There's nothing on Thursday night if you want to try and get a prayer circle going for Thursday night. Goodness.
That
That'd be
sounds good
awesome. Do
idea.
it on the. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll do it the way I usually do it, and that's to go live at 8 o'clock, and that's just to let everybody come in, and then we'll go private. If that's okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, Thursday night here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday night, 8 o'clock UK time. It'll be just so that Suze and everybody can get in,
Mm,
because they like to
Yeah,
do it
no,
every.
that sounds good.
There's usually about
right.
9, 10 of us. So I'll contact everybody else, but if you please could contact me behind the scenes, ladies. Right, everybody, if you want to say goodbye, guys, anything that's coming up, let everybody know. Anything coming up, Sherry says?
Uh, I was gonna try to see if I was up to doing like I said, my music streaming stuff on Friday or something, like doing that.
That'd be
Probably
cool.
throw some prayers and stuff
Oh,
in with
that'd be
that as well.
awesome.
You could do it after the coven meeting then if you want, because we'll probably be an hour or two in the meeting, and then you can go live after it if you want.
I don't mind either way, but it's just got to be that like not late, so that my neighbours are getting pissed off that my music's playing and
Well,
I'm doing the
sure,
Mm,
drums and
true,
everything else. So
true.
mm,
Well, we'll see what
normally
happens
we're
then if
all
you
right until
want.
about 11 o'clock, aren't we? Like with music, but by then
Yeah.
I'm not really bothered. They're not normally that bad here if I'm in the front room. So
Would you get your
mm.
vehicle out? Oh, wow, $200.
wow,
Our
Whoa.
husband, his truck needed fixed.
it's a
Crazy.
lot of
That wouldn't
money.
fit with him.
Yes.
But yeah, I've got that Friday. I'm going to try to. Don't hold me to it because of what I'm going through at the minute. But I am going to try and do that. I'm trying to keep myself lifted in that. But I've got that.
Right.
There will be another spiritual communication thing at some point. I think the one the other day was absolutely amazing. I did go back over that. There was
Yeah.
a lot
Well, that
more
was
in that
cool.
video
All
than
the
I
sharing
heard.
that.
Like physically, that was really good. Got to go
That
over it
was
again
That
and
good.
was
That was
really
amazing.
good. Yeah.
There was
Well,
so
we
much
were
in
all
it that we
there.
couldn't even type it. There was just so much. It got to a stage we couldn't type or anything. There's just so much was
Like I
being
was only
said.
hearing like certain bits that your relative Billy was saying and that, but when I went
Yeah,
back and I was
Billy,
listening, there was more
Jesus.
stuff that he was saying. It was just quieter, so I was just like, oh, so I'm gonna get my
I know.
earphones
It's
out
a
and
great
just write
session.
everything down, and
Right.
it was really good.
Session.
Yeah.
We are doing a cover meeting again. Yeah, brilliant, Eva. I hope you're there, sis. We'll definitely talk even behind the scenes and arrange a time. So, Hatchie, Mail Dobie. She's asking how you are. I'm going to put your comment up.
Wow.
Right,
We ain't
everybody, I'm
sharing that
going to let
anymore.
you go, and I'll go and get a cup of tea while Rose in the kitchen put the kettle on. Right,
Yeah,
everybody,
no, I
thank you
want
for
to eat
coming,
something.
and I'll
I'm going to eat my
see
noodles.
you all then tomorrow night with
Mhm.
Ghost Squad. And we'll get a prayer circle going for you, Michelle Casas, okay?
Thank you so much.
No
I have so
problem.
many problems. It's like a never ending thing. It's never
I
ending.
know.
You
We'll
know.
try and get you some positive vibes and some feelings sent out, okay?
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you get anything you want to say, Panka,
No, I'm good.
okay,
Lots of love
dokie.
and light, guys. Bless me.
Yeah.
Okay, bye
That's
for now,
good.
bye guys. Thank you.
God
Oh,
bless
thinking of
everyone. Thanks for
others.
coming.
Just Sherry, if you
Brilliant.
need
Thank you
somebody,
for
I'm
thinking
always
of
around.
others.
Call me. Okay?
Yeah, okay, dokie, guys. We will do.
All
Right,
right.
bye everybody. Thanks for
Bye,
coming.
guys.
Bye bye.
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 Bye, 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 guys.